Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make boiled cookies. Now they're not exactly boiled. The liquid is boiled, you add things to it, set them on a tray, let them cool, and you're pretty much good to go. It is a gloomy, rainy day outside, so I figured what a better way to spend the entire day inside than to make cookies. So that's what we're going to do today. So I've got all of my ingredients set out, ready to go. I've got a saucepan on the stove. I've got 2 sheet trays lined with a silpat. You can do parchment paper, whatever you have on hand is fine. So let's go over the ingredients. We'll get these cookies going. Okay guys, so here's all of the ingredients. I've got my phone here. I've got the timer set for 2 minutes. We'll need that later. I've got some rolled oats here. This is just the plain rolled oats. It's not the quick cooking oats. I've got some sugar, vanilla, butter. I'm using unsalted butter, but you can use the salted butter if that's what you have on hand. I've just got some regular cocoa powder, just nothing special. It's Hershey's cocoa powder. Peanut butter. Now if you use like Jif peanut butter or Peter Pan peanut butter that's got the sugar in it, I would cut down on the sugar just so it isn't too sweet. This is just organic creamy peanut butter, just salt and peanuts. So I've got some milk here, and that is pretty much all you're going to need. So I'm going to go ahead and get this set up on the stove, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so I've got my pan here. It's on medium-low heat. I've got a wooden spoon. You can use a spatula if you want, that's fine. I just got a wooden spoon just because this mixture gets pretty thick, so I like to have something a little bit more sturdy to stir it with. So what we're going to do now is add in the butter. Now I've got my butter just cut in some cubes here. It's just going to help it melt just a little bit easier. I'm going to get that going. Kind of break up that butter a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our milk. And once this gets melted a little bit and is a little bit more warm, you can add in the sugar. It's just going to help it melt a little bit better. Okay, we've got the sugar in there. Like I said, you can use any type of sugar that you have on hand. You can do granulated, you can do brown sugar, would be really good for a little bit more of a molasses flavor. Okay, now that we've got that in there and a little bit mixed up, we're going to add in our cocoa powder right in there, because if the mixture is cold, it'll have a hard time mixing in that cocoa powder. So I'm just going to let this melt and combine. I've got my timer here. We're going to bring this up to a boil. I'm going to turn my heat up to medium now. And we're just going to mix this together, melt the sugar, bring this up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're going to hit your timer for 2 minutes, and you're going to boil this for exactly 2 minutes. That's why I say all the time it's easier if you just have everything prepped and ready to go. It just makes everything go so much more smoothly. Now it's going to take it a minute for it to come up to the temperature that it needs to boil. But like I said, once it starts to boil, hit that timer for 2 minutes, boil it for 2 minutes, and then cut the heat off. So I'm going to just go ahead and let this come up to temperature, and then I'll meet you right back here when it starts to boil, and we'll hit our timer. Okay, so now it's starting to boil. I want it to get a little bit more going than that. Alright, now I'm going to hit the timer. Now that it's boiling, we're going to let this boil for exactly 2 minutes, and then we're going to add in everything else. I'm just going to stir it every once in a while so nothing burns to the bottom or the sides of the pan, because then it will just make the entire batch taste burnt. And it smells so good already. So I'm going to continue to do this for the next minute, and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so these have about 20 seconds left, and you can feel the mixture starting to thicken up as you stir it. Now, like I said, these are so easy, and they're very delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. Get that out and put that to the side. I'm going to cut the heat off. I'm going to let this calm down just a few minutes, or just a few seconds really, because I don't want it to be boiling when I put in my vanilla, because then it will just boil out the vanilla. We kind of don't want that. So I'm just going to stir this for a second or two just to let those bubbles calm down. And as you can see, it's thickened up very nicely. Okay, now that those bubbles have pretty much subsided, I'm going to go ahead and add in my vanilla and give that a stir. I'm going to go ahead and add in my peanut butter, because I find it easier to mix the peanut butter in now than add the oats and then add the peanut butter, because that liquid just kind of warms it up and it mixes in so much more better. So, got that. Set that aside and just kind of stir this together. Mix in that peanut butter, and when that peanut butter hits that chocolate, it smells exactly like a Reese cup. It smells so good. Okay, now that the peanut butter is all mixed in, we're going to go ahead and add in all of our oats and just mix. Make sure all of those oats are coated in that chocolate peanut butter mixture. And then I'm just going to let this hang out here for about a minute to 2 minutes while I get my pans set up and get you guys situated so you can see the next step, which is super easy. Okay guys, so I've got my pan here, and it's just lined with a silk pat, and I've got a little 3 tablespoon measure ice cream scoop here, and all we're going to do is just measure this out, put it on your little plate or your little saucepan, your tray here. And you're going to space them pretty good ways apart because they spread a little bit and they will harden as they sit. So I am just going to continue to do this until I get all of my cookies on my little trays here, and then I'm just going to let them sit, harden up. It should take about an hour to 2 hours. Depends on how warm or cold your house is. And I will show you what they look like when they are done, and they are so delicious. Your kids are going to love them. You can give them as gifts for the holidays. You can make them during the summer for treats. Whatever you want to do, they work out perfectly. So I'm just going to finish this, and I'll meet you guys right back here, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay guys, so I've got all of my cookies here. It's been about 2 hours and they are completely set. Some are a little bit smaller than others, but that's fine. They all taste the same. So I'm just going to break into this and show you what the center looks like. That looks like that, and they are so delicious. I'm going to have one for dessert after dinner. We're going to be making some chili after a while, so I'm going to have one of these for dessert later. So alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what your favorite cookies are in the comment section down below, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and you can get this recipe or any of my other recipes on my blog. There's a link in the description box, as well as it's pinned in the comment section, so you can just go there and search whatever recipe that you want to find. So yeah, you guys, we're going to go enjoy some cookies, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.